How did I end up holding divorce papers in the lobby of my own job while my coworkers watched? Why did my husband look calm when I begged, like he had already decided I was done? What happens when a lie as big as a pregnancy turns into a legal result that starts the same day? My name is Eula Varner, and I used to think I was the reasonable one. I managed a dental office. I paid bills on time. I kept the kids' lunches neat. I told myself that meant I was a good wife, even when I did things a good wife should not do. Noah and I had been together for 11 years. He worked in IT compliance. He liked rules and calm plans. I used to call him stable, like it was a compliment. Later, I said he was cold, like it was a fact. That winter, he started asking for quiet talks after the kids went to sleep. He said we needed to face what happened. He said he could not live in a home with lies. He asked if I was still talking to Trent. I said I was not. I said Trent was just a trainer from the gym, and it was done. I said Noah was making it bigger than it was. I said he was punishing me. He asked why I changed my phone passcode. I said it was for privacy. He asked why I carried my phone from room to room, like it was part of my hand. I said the office needed me. He asked why I looked nervous when messages popped up. I said I was tired. I was not just tired, I was scared. Not because I felt guilty, but because I felt exposed. The kitchen became our small battlefield. The kids would be at the table with cereal, and Noah would stand by the sink with his coffee. His voice stayed even, but his eyes looked older. He asked if we could set rules until we figured things out. He asked if I could stop going out at night. He asked if we could do counseling. He asked if I could be honest in one clear sentence. I told him he was controlling. I told him he was treating me like a criminal. I told him that when a man pushes a woman away, she looks for warmth somewhere else. I said it like I was explaining weather. When he did not react, I acted hurt. I told him he did not care about my feelings. I told him he made me feel lonely. I told him that loneliness changes people. I watched his jaw tighten, and I felt a sharp satisfaction. If he looked angry, then I could call him the problem. At work, I turned my story into something simple. I told Cassidy Pike, my best friend, that Noah had checked out long ago. I told two hygienists that he was emotionally distant. I said he made me feel invisible. I did not say I cheated because I wanted to. I said I cheated because I was not seen. Cassidy said Noah sounded like a robot. She asked if he even liked fun. I said he only liked rules. She said I deserved passion. I said I deserved respect. I did not say I broke the respect first. I said respect follows results, and I had results. I ran a busy office. I kept our life moving. I told myself that counted. Noah picked up the kids from school most days. He cooked simple dinners when I stayed late. I started calling it basic. I started telling people I carried the emotional load alone. I liked how it sounded. One Thursday, I stayed at the gym after work. I told Noah I had to close the office late. I said a patient needed extra care. I said the doctor asked me to stay. He replied that he understood. He always replied that he understood. That made me mad in a way I could not explain. Trent met me by the smoothie bar. He asked why I looked tense. I said my husband was acting like a judge. Trent said I should not let anyone judge me. He said people make mistakes. He said I was still young. He said I should live. I liked how easy he made it. Trent did not ask for details. He did not ask for truth. He asked if I wanted to be happy. That question felt like a gift. Still, I kept my face careful. The gym was public. There were mirrors and cameras and people who recognized me. So I stood at a distance. Trent asked if I was coming to his place later. I said I could not. I said Noah was watching me. Trent said Noah sounded insecure. I said Noah was insecure. I said it with confidence, like it was proof of my innocence. When I got home, Noah was in the hallway with a folded basket of laundry. He asked how the patient was. I said the patient was fine. He asked which patient. I said I could not talk about it because of privacy rules. He nodded, but he did not look fooled. He asked if I could sit for a minute. I said I was exhausted. He said it would only take 1 minute. I sighed loudly, like I was the one being wronged. I sat on the edge of the couch and held my phone like a shield. He asked if I still wanted this marriage. I said of course I did. He asked if I could stop lying. I said I was not lying. He asked why my location showed near the gym at 8:40 p.m. I said my phone must be wrong. I said apps track people badly. I said he was spying. I said normal husbands do not track their wives. He said he was not proud of it, but he had felt desperate. He said he could not sleep. He said he kept seeing images in his head, and he needed facts to calm down. He asked again if I was seeing Trent. I said no. Then I added that it was cruel of him to keep asking. I watched him swallow his words. He looked tired, not loud, but I still painted him loud in my head. That made it easier. Later that night, I walked into the kitchen for water and saw his laptop open. I only saw it for a second. It looked like a spreadsheet with rows and dates. There was no title I could read. He closed it fast. He did not slam it. He did not yell. That calm move felt worse than yelling. He asked if I needed water. I said yes. I said he was acting strange. He said he was trying to be careful. He said he did not want to fight in front of the kids. I told him he was already fighting by doubting me. He did not answer. He just rinsed his mug and left it on the counter, separate from mine. The next morning, I saw his phone screen light up while he tied Caleb's shoes. It was a calendar reminder. I only caught part of it. Downtown, 10:40 a.m. He noticed me looking and turned the screen down. I told myself it was work. I told myself I did not care. But my stomach turned hard because I felt something shifting. Noah was not begging. He was not yelling. He was moving quietly, like a person stacking boxes before a storm. And if he was stacking boxes, then my tears would not be enough. I told myself the calendar reminder meant nothing. I told myself Noah had meetings all the time. But the words, downtown 10:40 a.m., stayed in my head like a splinter. I started watching him the way I accused him of watching me. He did not change in loud ways. He changed in small ways. He stopped asking twice. He stopped touching my back when he passed behind me in the kitchen. He started putting his keys in the same spot every time. One night I heard a soft click from the hall closet, like a drawer locking. When I asked what he was doing, he said he was organizing. He said it in a calm voice, like he was talking about socks. That calm made me feel powerless, and I hated that feeling. So I reached for the one thing I knew how to control: other people. Cassidy invited me out on Friday. She said I needed to feel alive. I said I could not, because Noah would make a problem. Cassidy said that was the point, and she said he needed to learn I was not a prisoner. I liked that word, prisoner. It made me sound innocent. I told Noah I was going to Daphne's apartment to help her with something. He asked what time I would be home. I said before midnight. He asked if I could take Mila's lunch money from the counter. I said yes. He did not ask where exactly Daphne lived, even though he knew. He just nodded. That was his new habit. One nod, then silence. The rooftop bar was windy and bright. The city lights made everything look clean and exciting. Cassidy had her phone out right away. She asked for a picture. I said I looked tired. She said tired was the vibe. She posted it with a caption about women surviving heartbreak. I laughed, but I also watched the screen like it was a mirror. A coworker from my clinic commented with a sad face. Cassidy told me to reply. I replied with a short line about doing my best. I did not say what I was doing my best at. Cassidy said, mystery makes people choose sides. Noah texted around 10. He asked if I was okay. He asked if I needed him to pick up anything for the kids. His words were plain. There was no anger. That made me want to provoke him. So I replied that I was fine and that I wished he cared like this earlier. I knew it was unfair. I still sent it. Cassidy leaned over to see. She said Noah sounded guilty. She said he was trying to look good. She said I should make him sweat. She asked if I wanted to go live on social media. I said no, but I let her tag me again. I told myself it was harmless. I told myself it was just a night out. I did not tell myself the real reason, which was that I wanted witnesses. When I got to Daphne's apartment later, my cheeks were cold from the wind. Daphne opened the door in a robe and laughed at my face. She asked what happened. I said Noah was acting like he could leave and stay clean. I said he was making me look bad by being quiet. Daphne said quiet men are the worst because people believe them. I told her I needed a way to stop him. Daphne asked if I meant counseling. I said no. I said counseling makes things slow. Daphne asked if I meant sex. I said not that. I said I needed something bigger, something that makes people stay. Daphne looked at me for a long second and then asked if I was pregnant. The word landed like a stone in my hands. I said no, but I did not say it fast. Daphne noticed that. She asked if I could be. I said I did not know. I said I had felt sick in the mornings. That was not true. I said my period was late. That was also not true. But I said it with a serious face, and Daphne started to lean in. She said a baby changes everything. She said Noah could not walk out on a pregnant wife without looking like a monster. She said even his mother would have to hold him back. She said my mum would go to war for me. She said the whole family would close ranks. She said it like we were planning a campaign. I told her I did not want to lie. I said I just wanted time. I said I needed Noah to calm down and remember his duty. Daphne asked if I had cheated again. I said no. I said Noah was exaggerating the past. I said the past should stay in the past. Daphne said men love the past when it helps them leave. Then she said something that felt like a door opening. She said, I did not have to call it a lie yet. She said I could just be worried. She said I could take a test. She said if it was negative, I would drop it. She said if it was positive, it was fate. She said it with a smile, like she was being helpful. My stomach loosened, like my body wanted that plan. Not because it was right, but because it was simple. The next day, I went to the supermarket after work. The checkout line was long. A toddler screamed near the candy rack. The cashier looked tired. I stood there holding a basket with milk, apples, and 2 pregnancy tests tucked under a pack of gum. I chose the self-checkout, but the machine called for help anyway. A young employee came over and glanced at my items. I turned the tests so the labels faced down. My face burned, even though I had done worse things without shaking. On the way home, my phone rang from an unknown number. I let it go to voicemail. The call happened again 5 minutes later. I told myself it was spam. Still, my hands got sweaty on the steering wheel. At home, Noah was at the table helping Mila with spelling words. Caleb was pushing cars along the floor. The house looked normal. That normal feeling made me angry, because I knew our life was not normal anymore. Noah asked how my day was. I said it was busy. He asked if I could sign a school form in Mila's folder. I said yes. I saw a neat stack of papers by his elbow, clipped together. The top page was blank except for a few lines. I could not read it from where I stood. It bothered me anyway. After the kids were in bed, I went into the bathroom with the test. I sat on the closed toilet lid and stared at the box. I told myself I was doing this for my family. I told myself Noah was pushing me into it. I told myself it was only words. The test was negative. Of course it was. I stared at the single line and felt a hot wave of panic. Panic does not feel like guilt. Panic feels like losing a game you promised yourself you would win. I did not throw it away. I hid it under old cotton balls in the cabinet. Then I opened my phone and searched for ways people fake pregnancy tests. I saw tricks with light and angles. I saw talk about evaporation lines and old tests. I told myself I was not faking. I told myself I was creating time. That sounded better. I waited until morning, when Noah was putting on his jacket. I held up a test I had made look positive. My heart beat hard, but my face stayed steady. I said we needed to talk. He asked what was wrong. I said I thought I was pregnant. Noah did not shout. He did not accuse me right away. His eyes moved from the test to my face like he was measuring something. He asked when I found out. I said just now. He asked if I had called a doctor. I said not yet. He asked which clinic I planned to use. I told him I would book it that day. I tried to sound annoyed, like his questions were rude, but my voice came out thin, and I saw him notice that too. The moment I said I was pregnant, the air in the house changed. Noah did not hug me. He did not smile. He asked what I wanted to do next. I said we needed to take it slow. He said slow was fine, but he wanted real care. He asked which doctor. I said I would call a clinic near my work. He said he could come with me. I said I did not want him there because I would feel judged. He asked how he could judge a pregnancy. I said his tone was judging. He did not argue back. He just nodded once. That nod felt like a wall. I told myself he was cold. I told myself a colder man deserves a hotter wife. That was the kind of thought that made me feel clean, even when I was not. At the dental clinic, I used the pregnancy like a badge. I told Cassidy first, even before the doctor arrived. She squealed and asked if I was sure. I said the test showed it. She asked if Noah was happy. I said he was shocked, and I said he needed time. I said it like he was the weak one. 2 assistants heard us and came closer. One asked when I was due. I said I did not know yet. She asked if I had an appointment. I said I was calling today. She said I needed prenatal vitamins. I nodded like I already knew everything. I enjoyed the attention more than I should have. I started doing small performances. When a patient complained about waiting, I held my stomach and said I felt dizzy. I told the assistant to handle it. The assistant asked if I needed to sit. I said yes. I watched the room soften toward me. Later, Noah texted and asked if I made the appointment. I said the clinic put me on hold and I had to call back. He asked which clinic name. I said I did not remember. He asked how I could not remember a clinic I called. I said I was busy and tired. I added that his questions were stressful for the baby. I used the word baby like a shield. He replied that he did not want to stress me. He said he wanted to plan responsibly. He asked if I could share the appointment time once I had it. I did not answer for an hour on purpose. When I did answer, I said he should trust me. I said, trust is what marriage needs. I did not say trust is what I broke. That afternoon, I stepped into the break room and saw Noah's name on my phone again. He asked if we could talk after the kids slept. I said yes, but I already knew what I would do. I would cry. I would say he was pushing me. I would make him feel like the villain for asking for basic facts. After work, I went to the pharmacy. I picked a long line on purpose, the kind with bright lights and people close together. I wanted witnesses if anyone asked questions. I bought ginger candy, nausea bands, and a bottle of vitamins. I did not need them. I needed the receipt. A woman behind me looked at my items and smiled. She asked if I was expecting. I said yes. I said it softly, like it was delicate. The woman said congratulations. I thanked her. My face stayed calm, but inside I felt a strange pride, like I had passed a test. When I got home, Noah was cooking pasta. Mila was coloring at the table. Caleb was banging a spoon on his high-chair tray. Noah asked how I felt. I said a little sick. He asked if I wanted to sit. I said yes, and I made my body look heavy, like I was carrying something precious. Noah asked again about the appointment. I said I would go soon. He asked if I could do it this week. I said he was rushing me. He said he was not rushing, he was planning. I said planning was his way of controlling. He said he did not want control. He wanted clarity. I told him clarity was not always possible in early pregnancy. I said he should read about it. He looked at me for a long second. He asked if I wanted him to sleep in the guest room still. I said that was his choice. He said he did not want to confuse the kids. I said the kids were confused because he was distant. He asked what he did that was distant. I said he looked at me like a problem. He did not raise his voice. He said he would not fight. He said he would focus on the kids and work. He said he would talk when I was ready to talk with facts. I heard the word facts, and it made my throat tight. The next day, my mother called. She asked if it was true. I said yes. She said thank God. She said Noah would not go anywhere now. She asked if I told his mother. I said not yet. My mother said she would call Ruth herself. I told her not to, but I did not sound strong. A part of me wanted the pressure to build without me lifting a finger. That weekend, my mother booked a family dinner at a restaurant with a long table. She said it would be support. I knew it would be a stage. I told myself stages are good when you need people to clap. We arrived early. The restaurant smelled like grilled bread and lemon cleaner. My mother chose a table in the middle, not in a corner. She wanted eyes on us. Noah carried Caleb's bag. He asked if we could keep things calm. I said I always kept things calm. He looked at me like he did not believe that, but he did not argue. Daphne came with Cassidy. They hugged me too hard. Cassidy said I had a glow. I said it must be the baby. I watched Noah's face when I said it. He stayed polite. That politeness annoyed me because it did not feed my story. Ruth and Peter arrived. Ruth hugged Noah first, then me. She asked how I was feeling. I said tired and sick. Ruth asked if I saw a doctor yet. I said I was in the process. Peter looked down at the menu and said nothing. My father came too, quiet as usual, and he patted Noah's shoulder, like he did not know where to put his loyalty. When everyone sat, my mother raised her glass. She said, family sticks together. She said new life brings new responsibility. She said Noah would do the right thing. She said it loudly, like it was a public promise. Noah asked her, calmly, to keep it simple. My mother asked why he was being negative. Noah said he was not negative. He was careful. Cassidy laughed and said, men get scared when they are trapped. My mother laughed too. Daphne said Noah should be grateful. I watched Noah get humiliated and told myself he deserved it. I told myself he humiliated me by not forgiving me fast. I told myself this dinner was balance. Halfway through the meal, I put my hand over my mouth and pushed my chair back. I said I felt nauseous. Everyone reacted at once. My mother asked if I needed water. Daphne offered to walk with me. Cassidy asked if she should film a real moment for my story. I said no, but I did not sound upset. I liked how serious they all looked. Noah stood too, but he did not touch me. He asked if I wanted to go home. I said no, and I said he should stop acting like I was fragile. He asked how he was supposed to act. I said supportive. Ruth asked if I was eating enough. I said food made me sick. Ruth asked again about the doctor, very gently, like she was trying not to insult me. I felt heat rise in my face. I said early pregnancy is confusing. I said stress is dangerous. I looked at Noah when I said stress, like I was blaming him without saying his name. Noah asked quietly if I could please schedule the appointment tomorrow. He said he would take time off work and drive me. I said he did not need to. I said it was private. He asked why it was private if we were married. I said he was making it about him. Then my phone lit up on the table for 1 second. I saw Trent's name in the preview before I could flip it over. Noah's eyes moved to it, fast and sharp. He did not say anything right away, but his jaw tightened like he had bitten something hard. The phone preview sat between us like a stain. Trent's name was clear for 1 second. I flipped the screen down fast and laughed like it was nothing. I said it was just a gym message. I said the gym sends reminders. I said he must be insecure if he thinks every message is a threat. Noah did not call me names. He did not raise his voice. He just asked, very calmly, why a gym reminder would use a first name at night. I said he was being dramatic. I said he was ruining dinner. I said he was embarrassing me in front of my family. My mother jumped in right away. She asked Noah why he was stressing a pregnant woman. She told him stress harms babies. Cassidy said Noah looked jealous. Daphne said men like him always try to control women when they feel guilty. They spoke like a team, and I let them because it made me feel protected. Ruth stayed quiet. She watched Noah's face, then mine. She asked if I wanted her to drive me to a doctor, woman to woman. I told her I already had it handled. I said I did not need help. I said the baby and I were fine. Noah picked up the check without any argument. That bothered me more than an argument would have. In the car, he drove with both hands on the wheel. He asked if I wanted to talk when we got home. I said there was nothing to talk about. He said there was always something to talk about when the same name keeps appearing. I said he should focus on the baby instead of the past. He asked what baby care plan I had. I said he was being cold again. At home, Mila ran to the bathroom to brush her teeth. Caleb fell asleep in the car seat, and Noah carried him inside gently. I watched that and told myself he was acting for an audience, even though there was no audience. I needed him to be the villain, because if he was not the villain, then I was. After the kids were asleep, Noah stood in the hallway near the guest room door. He asked me to sit for 5 minutes. I sat on the stairwell landing with my arms crossed. I wanted to look like the injured one. He asked if I was still seeing Trent. I said no. He asked if Trent knew about the pregnancy. I said Trent was nobody. He asked why Trent was texting during family dinner. I said he must have seen my gym check-in and sent a joke. I said it like it was harmless. Noah said he would not fight. He said he would not yell or chase me. He said he needed truth if we were going to live in the same house. I told him he was trying to make me confess to things that were not happening. I said he was twisting reality. I said he always did that. He asked if he could come to a doctor appointment this week. I said no again. I said it was private. He asked how a pregnancy could be private from the father. I said he was not acting like a father. He asked what he should do differently. I said he should trust me. He said trust needs proof after betrayal. I felt my face heat up at the word betrayal. I told him he was using that word to punish me forever. He said he was using it to describe a fact. I said facts can change. He said dates do not change. He walked into the guest room and closed the door without slamming it. The click of the latch sounded final. I stood there on the landing and felt like I had lost something, but I could not admit what. The next morning, Noah made pancakes for the kids like it was a normal Saturday. He asked Mila about her spelling test. He asked Caleb if he wanted strawberries. He did not ask me about my body. He did not ask about the baby. That silence felt like disrespect. I told myself a pregnant woman deserves attention. So I performed. I held my stomach and said I felt dizzy. Noah asked if I wanted water. I said yes, but I said it in a way that made it sound like he should already know. He handed me a glass and walked away. That was it. I called Daphne later and told her Noah was acting cold. I said he did not even care about the baby. Daphne said he was trying to make me doubt myself. She said I should go public again. She said I should post about doing it alone. She said if he wanted to play quiet, we could play loud. At school pickup on Monday, I wore a loose sweater and rubbed my belly on purpose. Another mum smiled at me and asked if I was expecting. I said yes. I said it softly and looked down like I was modest. The mum said congratulations. 2 other parents looked over. I liked the attention, but I also felt a pinch of fear because every new witness made my lie heavier. Mila came out of the school doors with her backpack bouncing. She asked why I looked sad. I said I was just tired. She asked if Dad was mad at me. I told her Dad had work stress. I said grown-ups get stressed. She asked why he slept in the other room. I said he snores. That was not true, but it was simple. On the playground bench, Mila asked if the baby was real. Her voice was small. She asked if she would have to share her toys. I smiled too big and said, of course the baby was real. I said she would be a great big sister again. Mila nodded, but her eyes looked unsure. She started picking at a loose thread on her sleeve, like she was trying to hold herself together. That night, Noah came home a little later than usual. He walked in with a paper bag of groceries and a calm face. He asked how the kids were. I said fine. I asked where he was. He said he had stayed late at work. He said he had meetings. I wanted to accuse him, but I also did not want to open the door to him having secrets too. I needed my story to be about his cruelty, not his independence. After dinner, he helped Mila with homework at the table. I stood at the sink and tried to look fragile. He did not look up. He asked Mila to read her sentence again. His voice was steady. That steadiness made me feel like I was losing my hold. When the kids were asleep, I walked past the hall closet and heard a soft hum. It sounded like a shredder, quick and controlled. The air smelled faintly like toner, like someone had used a printer. I paused and listened. Noah opened the closet door a crack. He had a small stack of papers in his hand, but he turned them so I could not see. He asked if I needed something. I said I was getting water. He said okay, and closed the door again, gently. I went back to the kitchen and saw his laptop open for a moment on the counter. A cloud icon blinked, and I saw a message that said a file uploaded successfully. The screen changed before I could read more. Noah came in, closed the laptop, and put it away like it was nothing. I asked what he was working on. He said household organization. He said he was making sure bills and records were in order. I laughed and said he was acting like we were about to be audited. He said he liked things clean. He said clean systems help people stay calm. I tried a different approach. I told him he was scaring me. I told him I felt unsafe emotionally. I told him his quiet was a kind of threat. Noah looked at me for a long second. He said he would not threaten me. He said he would not argue. He said he would not discuss adult problems in front of the kids. He said if I wanted to talk, we could talk with respect. I wanted him to snap. I wanted something I could show people, but he did not give me that gift. The next day, my mother called and asked if Noah was behaving. I said he was acting weird. She said she would talk to him. I said yes, and I meant it. I wanted someone to shake him, because I could not. And later that night, Daphne texted me and said if Noah tried to leave, she would tell everyone what kind of man he is. And she said she had ideas. I stared at her message while Noah rinsed his mug and left it on the counter, far from mine, like two separate lives in the same kitchen. I decided I needed a bigger scene, because small scenes were not working anymore. Noah was not reacting the way I wanted. He was not begging. He was not shouting. He was not doing anything I could show people. He was just watching, like he was taking notes in his head. So I planned a baby shower fast. I told myself it was normal. I told myself women do this. I told myself I was building joy for our family. But the truth was simpler. I wanted a room full of people to push Noah back into his place. I booked a community hall 2 blocks from my mother's church. I chose it because it had bright lights and a big open space. It was hard to hide in there. My mother loved the idea right away. She said family needed a public win. Daphne said it would lock him in. Cassidy said she would make it viral in a tasteful way. I said I did not want it online, but I did not stop her from planning angles. At the clinic, I told everyone I was tired and emotional. I let the assistants speak softly to me. I accepted their kindness like I had earned it. When someone asked about my doctor, I said I was switching providers because I wanted better care. I said that like it was responsible, not avoidant. Noah asked me that same night if I had booked an appointment. I said I was working on it. He asked what working on it meant. I said calls, insurance, wait lists. He said he could help. I said his help felt like pressure. He asked if pressure was the same as responsibility. I said he was always making it into a debate. He started asking questions in a new way. He asked for dates instead of feelings. He asked for times instead of promises. He asked in a calm voice, like he was trying to protect himself from being pulled into my fog. I felt that shift and I hated it, so I added more fog. 2 days before the shower, I said I had an OB appointment. I told Noah it was last minute, and I told him it was during his work hours. He asked which clinic. I named one near my job because I had seen it from the street. He asked if I wanted him to come. I said the nurse told me only one person could come. I said it was a rule. He asked how I knew what the nurse said if I had not gone yet. I said he was nitpicking. I went to the clinic's waiting area anyway. I sat in a chair and watched real pregnant women hold folders and sip water. The TV in the corner played a morning show with low volume. A receptionist called names. I filled out a form with shaky hands, because real forms always feel like truth. When the receptionist asked for my insurance card, I said I forgot it and would come back. She asked if I wanted to reschedule. I said yes. Then I left before anyone could ask deeper questions. In the parking lot, I texted Noah and said the doctor confirmed everything looked fine for early pregnancy. I said I was relieved. I said I felt emotional. Noah replied that he was glad I was safe. Then he asked for the next appointment date. He asked for the clinic portal information. He asked if we could set up prenatal care properly. I stared at the screen and felt rage, not because he was wrong, but because he was steady. I replied that he should just be happy. I added that his doubt was stressing me out. I wrote, very clearly, that stress is dangerous for a baby. I waited for him to apologize. He did not apologize. He just said he would keep things calm. The day of the shower, I acted like a queen preparing for her own ceremony. I wore a loose dress and practiced a soft smile in the mirror. I told myself I looked maternal. I told myself I looked like a woman who deserved protection. I ignored the fact that I had built the whole image from air. At the supermarket checkout, I bought cupcakes and a few decorations I had forgotten. I added pickles and orange juice to the cart because cravings made the story sound real. The cashier asked if it was for a party. I said yes, a baby shower. The cashier said congratulations. I said thank you, like it was my due. Noah arrived at the community hall with the kids. He carried a bag with diapers for Caleb and a water bottle for Mila. He looked like a normal father, and that bothered me because it made him look good. My mother rushed to him and told him to smile. She said the day was not about his mood. Noah said he would be polite. He said he did not want a scene. Cassidy had balloons taped to the wall and a backdrop for pictures. Daphne had a clipboard with game sheets. My mother had a long table set up with gifts and snacks. People from my clinic came too. A few neighbors came. I had not invited them, but my mother did, because she liked an audience. I moved through the room like I owned it. I held my belly when people looked at me. I laughed at jokes. I let women touch my arm and tell me I was glowing. Every kind word felt like a stamp on my lie. Noah stood near the side with Mila and Caleb. He talked to Ruth and Peter in a low voice. Ruth watched me with a careful face, like she was trying to understand me without insulting me. Peter watched Noah more than he watched me. At one point, Daphne started a game about baby names. Cassidy pushed her phone towards me and asked if I wanted to do a quick story post. I said no, but Cassidy posted anyway. Just the table and balloons, with a caption about new beginnings. I told myself it was fine. I told myself Noah could not complain without looking cruel. Then the joke started. One of Cassidy's friends said Noah looked like he got trapped. Someone laughed and said, "Men always run until they can't." My mother laughed the loudest and asked Noah if he was ready to be responsible now. Daphne said he should stop acting like a victim. I watched Noah's face tighten. I waited for him to snap. I wanted him to snap. He did not snap. He asked quietly if we could talk outside for a minute. I said we could talk right there because I did not want privacy. Privacy was where truth lived. I preferred crowds. Noah did not argue with that. He just said he needed clear information if we were going to plan the next months. He asked where my doctor records were. He asked why there was no follow-up appointment. He asked if I would take another test in front of him, at home that night. He asked it calmly, like he was asking about groceries. I felt my cheeks burn. I said he was humiliating me. I said he was doing this on purpose in front of everyone. He said he was not trying to humiliate me. He said he was trying to protect the kids from chaos later. I said the kids were fine. I said he was the chaos. Ruth stepped closer and asked gently if I was getting care. She said she could help me find a provider. I said I did not need help. I said I needed people to stop doubting me. My mother told Ruth to stay out of it. Daphne told Noah to stop interrogating a pregnant woman. Noah looked around the room. He looked at the gifts and balloons. He looked at the phones. He looked at Mila, who was watching us with wide eyes while holding a paper cup of juice. His face did not show anger. It showed something quieter, like a door closing. He told everyone he did not want to argue. He said he would not fight in public. He said he would not insult me. Then he looked at me and said, in a voice that stayed even, that he was going to handle this properly. The next morning, I went to work like nothing happened. I told myself Noah's properly line was just a threat to scare me. I told myself he was too soft to do anything real. I wore the same loose dress again and held my belly in the elevator mirror, like practice. At the dental clinic front desk, I started my story early. I told 2 coworkers Noah was being cruel. I said he embarrassed me at the shower. I said he was questioning my pregnancy like a monster. One coworker asked if I was okay. I said I was trying to stay calm for the baby. I said it in the sweetest voice I had. Around lunch, the office tower lobby got busy. People in badges walked fast with coffee. The security guard chatted with a delivery man. I stepped out to grab a package from the front desk because Cassidy had ordered more cute baby things. I wanted the box in my hands as proof. Then I saw Noah. He stood near the lobby window, not blocking anyone, not pacing. He wore his work clothes. His face looked clean and steady, like he slept well. Ruth was not there. No one dramatic was there, just him, quiet. I walked toward him with my shoulders high. I asked what he was doing here. I said he could not ambush me at my job. He said he was not there to argue. He said he needed this handled in the right way. A woman in a plain blazer walked up with a folder. She asked if I was Eula Varner. I said yes, and I asked who she was. She said she was serving legal documents. She said it like she was reading a normal script. I laughed once, sharp. I said this was ridiculous. I said Noah was trying to scare a pregnant woman. Noah did not respond to that. He looked at the woman and nodded. The woman handed me the papers. She said it was a divorce petition and a request for temporary orders. She said there were automatic financial restrictions starting now, and she told me not to drain accounts or move assets. She said there was a temporary parenting schedule request for Mila and Caleb, and it listed pickup times and neutral handoff rules. She said the first court date information was inside, and she said I could get legal advice. My hands went cold on the paper. I told Noah he could not do this. I told him I was pregnant. I told him he was hurting his own child. I said it loud enough for 2 people nearby to glance over. Noah said he had kept everything lawful and documented. He said he had asked me for proof for weeks. He said there were no medical records because there was no pregnancy. He said he had called the clinic I named, and he said they had no completed visit under my name on that date. He said he had receipts from my pharmacy purchases and screenshots of my messages where my dates did not match. He said he had Trent's messages saved. He said he had copies of the posts that shamed him. I told him he was spying. I said he was obsessed. I said he pushed me into lying because he would not forgive me. He said he was not debating forgiveness anymore. He said he was protecting